So I'm Chief of Santé Cree Nation. My name is Chief Vernon Saddleback, and you are on the Treaty 6 territory of Santé Cree Nation. I think for myself, the biggest indicator of success of the mobile mental health unit is the reduction in our suicides in our community. I have a personal passion about suicide because we've all lost members to suicide, and I've had my own suicide ideations in my life when I was younger, and I suffered with depression all my life. So it's been a topic as chief that's near and dear to my heart. So over the decades, I've tracked the race, the averages, before I got into council 9 years ago, and before the mobile mental health program was enacted, our average is about 6 to 8 a year. 6 to 8 a year. When they came online, I think that it took a couple years to get traction. They dropped down to 5 to 4. Before the pandemic, I had 3 years with 0 suicides in our community. 0. They made a crushing impact on trying to provide mental health supports to people who are struggling in our community.
The idea for the mobile mental health unit came from the fact that we don't provide comfort as close to the point of trauma with many of the individuals that we've dealt with. And so our goal was to get as close to the point of trauma as we possibly could and then provide comfort relief. So the sources of our referrals initially were the ambulance and police service, and we started to work cooperatively with them to be invited to provide comfort to patients directly after a traumatic event occurred. So the goal is for the police to secure the perimeter, the ambulance to cart away the injured, and for us in the mobile mental health unit to deal with the after effects or the residual effects of that trauma.
Well, I have 20 years with the RCMP, and like I said, I've worked over BC and all across Alberta and BC, and I have never seen anything like this. In quite a few detachments, Prince George, the Okanagan. When I came here, I learned about mobile mental health, and I actually went over to the ambulance authority where they're stationed to meet Steve. And this program that they run is unbelievable. And I think every community needs an RCRU team to go out. They provide supports to the community, they provide supports to us, and when we're called out to anything from mental health issues, suicides, we have them to rely on, and it's amazing for this community.
And unfortunately, because of the pandemic, because of lockdown, we've had a couple. We are nowhere near the old averages we used to have. What they offer, what they provide to try and help people get through those moments of trauma I can't express my gratitude for the work that they do for us. It's phenomenal. It's just, no, I can't express. It's phenomenal what they do for us.
It's about 6 years now that we started out. So the most important part of our service is that we're mobile and that we're 24/7. So we have a 24/7 crisis line, and we have the ability to get out to scenes quickly after the traumatic event has occurred. I think all appreciate the gesture, but sometimes addictions precludes them from following through on their initial desires. We've had way more success with regards to suicidal ideation because suicidal individual feels like they're alone, and so if we have a lifeline out to them, that reduces the risk of suicide. So we've had significant impact with regards to suicide completions in the community.
It's invaluable to have them come out and do assessments on some of our prisoners. Like you said, we're not trained health professionals to make those types of assessments. And so to have them to be able to come out to talk to some of our prisoners, to ensure that they're okay, that we can release them back into the community. So we have this team that can provide that service to this community. They can step up, they can go and check on these people and ensure that there's a continuity piece after the fact and when we're done. As the Maskwacis RCMP and our CPVS unit, we're meeting proactively with the councils and the chief to discuss what the future looks like, giving those education pieces to the community, holding mental health awareness events, training our own members. And with RCRU, they live in this community. A lot of us as police officers don't live here, so we have them in the community. They're trusted by the community. So, historically, there have been trust issues with the police. So when you have a unit like this that can go in and assist their community, they have that trust already. And we're there to back them up if required. So we are looking proactively and information sessions, helping the members and having these Zoom meetings with Chief and Council, with RCRU, with Maskwacis Health Services to see what the future looks like after COVID and how we can move forward. And that prevention piece is a huge piece for us.
It's a service that you need for every community out there because, you know, depression is something that affects a lot of people. Like I said, I struggle with it all my life, and it's something that's near and dear to my heart. And, you know, I can't be the only guy suffering with it. You know, it's a common amongst a lot of people, but it's not even about depression. It's really about how do we provide those mental health supports at those moments of trauma for people. You know, how do we get them through those moments? Because those are those moments where we might lose people, right? And what they do to try and get people past those moments and then get them into supports and help afterwards, they save lives. There's no other word for it. And if you can put this into other communities in Alberta, you know, we're all going to grow old together. So really, I can't express the work that they do enough. It's phenomenal what they do for us.